A lot of people think that I'm confident because I do these things outside of my comfort zone, because I put myself out in social media every day, because I obviously coach people, I step on stage, I've done public speaking. A lot of people just see me and they think, oh, this person's like a really confident person and they're just naturally confident. But the truth is, and as you all know, you're not just born that way. You don't just come out of your mum a very confident person. Same way you don't come out of your mum a very angry person. You don't come out of your mum as anything. You learn it. You're taught it. And anything, like, even if you're a quote unquote nervous person, here's the good news. You can unlearn that, and you can learn, if you can learn how to be a nervous person, you can learn how to be a confident person. And I definitely was not always confident. There were times where I was very, very not confident. There was times in school when I struggled to speak. I would hate when the teacher would pick me out, and I would, near enough, when I'm trying to talk, whenever the teacher would pick me, I would like basically sound like I was crying because I wanted to cry because I just did not want to speak. Um, and today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into what I've actually done to improve my confidence, and then I'm just going to answer questions at the end, and then we'll go from there. So if anyone has any questions, you can just leave it to the end, and then I'll get across, uh, across them all practically. So yeah, the first thing to do is to just accept that you're going to be nervous. Um, so many people preach the words fake it till you make it with confidence, and that is very true. Yes, there is an extent where faking it till you make it helps, but a lot of people say, okay, fake it till you make it, fake it till you make it. They expect themselves to be confident whenever they're doing something completely outside of their comfort zone. And then once they don't feel confident, or once they feel nervousness, they get worried and they crash because their expectations are sitting up very, very high of, okay, I should feel really confident. And then whenever they go and do the thing, they're not as confident as they felt they should have felt. They've put a should have on it, they've put an expectation on it, and then they're below on the expectation. Whereas if you just say, you know what, I'm doing something new, I'm doing something out of my comfort zone, and then you lowered the bar and you just said, you know what, when I do that thing outside of my comfort zone, I don't need to be extremely confident. I'm just going to be myself, and see if I'm nervous on stage, I'm just going to admit it. I'm just going to be nervous, and I'm just going to accept being nervous. And if you can accept that, life will be so much easier, and you will come across as more confident because you'll come across as more authentically yourself, rather than trying to put on an act and trying to look like you're being someone that you're not. So that's the first thing I would do. Accept that you're going to be nervous, rather than trying to ignore and like kid yourself that you're not going to be nervous. The second thing to do is to act fast as fuck. So the second that you have that doubt on your ability to do something, the second that you think about doing something, you're like, oh my God, I couldn't do that. Whether that is public speaking, if it is asking a girl or a guy on a date, if it is taking some sort of leap, the second you get that idea of, oh my God, that would be a bit scary for me, even starting a conversation with someone, do it straight away. The same thing with, I do a cold shower every single morning. Why do I do it? Do I do it because I love cold showers? No. I do it because it reminds me that whenever there's something I don't want to do, whenever there's something in front of me outside of my comfort zone, as long as it's going to build me in some sort of way, I'm going to do it despite it being hard in the short term. So it's about continually doing things that are difficult. And that has served me so much. There's a lot of times I don't want to do something, I don't want to show up, I don't want to be consistent, but I just do it anyway, because I've taught myself that if I keep doing things that don't really feel great in the short term, the long term, it will really help out. Like, for example, I've just uploaded a piece of content, or I do piece of I do two pieces of content every single day. Sometimes I don't want to upload content. Sometimes I don't want to get up out of bed. Sometimes I don't want to do these things. But if I just lay in bed all day, and if I just ate junk food all day, and if I didn't get good sleep, and if I treated myself like shit and I didn't hit the gym, well, long term I would feel horrible, but long term I actually feel great. Like, in my life, I feel great. The reason I feel great is because I do things straight away, when I, even when they're painful. And that goes beyond confidence. That goes to the point of you feeling great, but that will also help your confidence by doing things straight away. Whenever I don't want to go in the cold water, go for a cold shower, I do it straight away. And then that reaffirms who I am confidence wise. And every time you do something against who you are, that takes away from your confidence. So every time I make a promise to myself and I don't keep it, it takes away from my confidence. So if I kept saying, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to go into this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start that business. And I kept making all these promises and I didn't keep it. I'm going to quit gambling. And I never did. That is what ruins confidence. So you need to continually do the things against who you don't want to be and continue to do the habits and the behaviors that's going to build the person that you do want to be. Another thing to increase your confidence is reverse charisma. So basically, make other people feel amazing around you. When you're around other people, it's not just about bigging yourself up and talking about how great you are. If you can actually make other people feel amazing, and how do you make other people feel amazing? Ask them deep questions. Ask them good questions. So, like for example, whenever you're out at a coffee shop or you're having a conversation with someone, someone's like, how's your day?" Actually tell them the truth. Don't just be like, "Oh, it's good." Tell them actually how you feel, and that will in turn make them want to tell you how they truly feel. And that's how you build a deep connection with someone and in turn build your confidence. And that's how you can even relate to people on such a deeper level, by having a reverse charisma where you make other people feel great. And one of the best feelings in the world that I always preach, and I always preach it to all my clients too, it's to impact other people. Whenever on your journey, what is included is impacting other people, you will still show up even when you don't want to, because it then the goal goes beyond you. So yes, another great thing. If you want to feel confident, help other people feel confident. That that will make you not just feel confident, but it'll make you feel amazing. And the last thing that I want to share with you all is to just build your identity around those small things that you do, because so many of us basically will wait until we feel ready to do something. We will wait until we feel ready to leave the job to do it. We will wait until we feel ready to start the diet to do it. We will wait until we feel ready. But the thing is, that feeling of readiness never comes. So you need to accept that with confidence, you're never going to feel ready. You're never going to feel ready to do that thing. And you don't have to feel ready. And you need to accept that you don't have to feel ready. Just accept that confidence is now your identity. Taking action is now your identity. You're someone who pushes for things, who goes for things. And that will in turn make you confident. And being okay with not feeling ready, being okay with not feeling ready and going for it, being okay with not believing in yourself, but doing it anyway. That's how results are made. Results are not made from sitting about and waiting until you're motivated or until you can finally be consistent. No, results are made when you go for it anyway. And you will go for it whenever your why is big enough. And that is why I always preach, what is your why? What is the real reason you want to change? If there's no real reason behind it, then you're not going to change. So make sure that the why is in turn. None of this makes sense. Anything with self growth, I preach a lot about self growth. Anything with self growth, with self improvement, with changing your life, the why is the backbone behind it all. So if you don't have a why behind it, then get to know it, write it down, open your notes app, get clear in it, because you're not going to be consistent. You're not going to show up if you don't have a why. So many people say, "Oh, I just wish I could be more consistent. I wish I could be more productive." It doesn't matter. It does not matter if you do not have a why. Of course, you're not going to be consistent if you don't know what the outcome is going to be from being consistent. Of course, you're not going to be productive if you don't know and you're not clear on what the outcome is going to be if you're not productive. So make sure you know that. Make sure you know that why. So, yeah. Hope that was useful, guys. If anyone does have any last minute questions before I wrap this up, let me know. This was nice. It was short. It was sweet. I'm also re-uploading it as a podcast. So if you're listening to this back as a podcast, welcome. Make sure that you rate and review the podcast because it goes a long way. And if you have any questions after you're watching the podcast, you can't do this live. You can just shoot over a message on my Instagram and I'll get back to it in due time. So yeah, Chris, saw you in Lidl last night. Big respect for giving the cashier a hug when he asked for one. Yeah, so I was in Lidl last night doing my normal shop, and obviously whenever I do have to be a regular human outside of whenever I'm making content. So I wasn't lying on the floor or anything. I was just doing my regular shop, and the cashier asked me for a hug, and of course I gave him a hug. Of course I gave him a hug. And it was great. It was great crack, and like fair play to him for also like even asking in the first place, because like I even know it can be scary to ask someone something like that in public, and it's almost like, oh, what are they going to say? What are they saying? No. Whenever I meet people in person, like I'm pretty much the same. Like, I'm not really different at all. Obviously, I'm not always lying on the floor. A lot of people will see me on Instagram doing all that stuff, but in terms of how I actually get on, like, I get on fairly the same. So make sure if anyone does see me out in public, come up, say hello. We can crack away. That's what it's all about. That is what it is all about. So yeah, let's go. Dylan's asked a really good question. Are you the real Owen, or is just a page with a random videos? No, I'm Owen. I don't know about the real one. Dylan has said, what sets Dialed In apart from other PTs? So yes, for me, I wouldn't even say I'm a personal trainer. I did do personal training, and when I first started Dialed In, it was based around me moving my personal training online through an app. Personal training, though, is training. I do a lot more than training. So obviously on my app, we cover the training, we cover the nutrition, but we take a deeper look into the mindset. So even today, literally 45 minutes ago, not 45 minutes, about 2 hours ago, I did a live session with my clients on how to be the most confident version of yourself, and how to have better charisma. So we broke that all down. All of our clients came on, they all shared their own takes. So it's a deeper insight onto that, onto the mindset, obviously onto your nutrition too. I will say it's body, mindset, and lifestyle. So first and foremost, yes, personal training, like, that's an element of it, which is the training side of it. But to build your body, there's more than just training. There's more than just personal training to build your body. You need the nutrition side of it, and it's actually keeping to it whenever you cannot stick to it. So, and when you build your body, you build trust in yourself, and then from that, that's where we lean into your mindset. And what is your mindset? Your mindset is your identity. It's the story you tell yourself. It's that ability of you believing in yourself, and getting out of your comfort zone as well ties into the mindset side of things. And then the last thing is the lifestyle. So the lifestyle that you've left behind, that you're going away from, the lifestyle that you're building, the goals that you have in place, and the lifestyle that you have now. That's the most important part, because all you have control of is now. You can't always just live in the future, pushing for the future. Yes, push for the future, but still enjoy the now. And you can't always live in the past. It's important that you are there in the present. So that's what we focus on in Dialed In. So yeah, thanks for the question, but like, Dialed In is not a personal training program. It is a self-growth program. So hope that makes sense, Dylan. And I love that, asking me questions off the cuff, putting me on the spot. Put me on the spot, brother. Right, someone said, do you want to make a second source of income, bro? DM me. I am all good. I am 100% with what I've got now, but thank you so much for the offer. Really appreciate you. So folks, thank you so much for jumping on today. Appreciate you all. If anyone would like a free meal plan to help them out on their health and their fitness journey, message me the word meal plan on Instagram, and I just give them out for free to help people out who jump on these lives, because the fact that a lot of people on these lives are looking that help. And also, if you would like one of my recent podcasts sent over to you, send me over the words Poddy on Instagram, Poddy, and I'll send you a recent podcast. If you got value out of this, you'll more or less likely get value out of the podcast. So yeah, that is pretty much it, folks. Thank you so much for jumping on. If anyone does need anything as well, not Poddy, Poddy, no R. If anyone does need anything beyond this, if you're listening to this back in the podcast, you're watching this back on Instagram, and you need anything at all, just shoot me a message. Tomorrow I'll be taking some time to go through. I've got a lot of messages through as of recent, just with the following growth, but tomorrow I'm going to be taking some time to go through them. So yeah, looking forward to that. Thank you so much, everyone, for jumping on. Thank you for being here. Hope you all have an incredible, what is it, Tuesday? So it's going into Wednesday. Hope you all have an incredible Wednesday. All the best. See you later. Bye-bye. TikTok, all the best. YouTube, and also the Dialed In podcast, all the best. If you are listening to this back in the podcast, make sure to rate and review, because it goes a long way. Thank you very much, guys. Boom.